Welcome Welcome to the MadHer of Opinion podcast, our first live show. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I am Hannah, and I am here with my sister, Gabrielle.
Yes.
Today we're going to carve pumpkins, but also just talk about ourselves and
kind of why we're doing the podcast and what challenges we've faced with doing it so far. I know we haven't done a ton of episodes yet, but as we're going, we're slowly like falling into how we kind of want this to feel and what we want to accomplish with it. And I don't know. It's weird being live. It's surprising that you get a little bit more nervous.
Oh. Well, I'm just pretending like we're not live.
Okay. That works.
Yeah, so every year I'm like, we're going to carve pumpkins. And then like I go out, I buy the pumpkin carving kit, and then I never carve a pumpkin.
Wow, it's funny because Celeste carved pumpkins with our friend, and she brought her pumpkin back, and it's been sitting on our like front step. And I've noticed, like, even over at our aunt's house, like her pumpkins, like they're black on the inside, and it hasn't been that much time.
It's those 2020 pumpkins.
It's super weird because
they're giving up. They're like, nope.
I mean, every time I like see it, especially coming home at night, it just reminds me of Stranger Things and like everything rotting.
I was like, before we left, I like looked at it and I was like, it's. No.
So I think it's okay that we kind of waited until the last minute to carve pumpkins. But we're going to do something kind of interesting. We got the kit, which is so crazy because actually everything is green on our end, but because of the green screen, it turned the tools
crazy.
black.
I was like, wait. And then I realized this is black. I'm so stupid. Okay.
But we want to try and carve.
I can't get on my... It's because I'm too tall.
I'm sitting on a cushion because I'm too short. But we're going to try and carve each other's faces and just kind of talk about, like, what a weird, like...
Do they have the outline of bitch in here? Because I could just... Okay, yeah, so we're going to carve each other's faces and then, like, we'll reveal it at the end, which, I mean...
But we gotta...
And neither one of us are artists, so... No. I mean, give me something to copy, but... We're talking about faces and... Okay, so... I guess we'll start with...
cleaning it out. This is always, like, every time I've carved pumpkins with Celeste, she has been just so disgusted with pulling out everything from the inside that she...
I don't know.
Doesn't end up carving her own pumpkin, and then I end up carving two pumpkins, and it's super frustrating.
I don't do this. Last time I did this, oh my god! Last time I did this, it was Cassius was Luna's age, actually.
Yeah.
Frankie, you lied to me. Yeah. Oh my god. So. And Cassius just tried to eat it all the entire time.
Right, she was 8 months at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I at some point want to grab Luna and see what she thinks about it, but...
My pumpkin's gonna be huge. Well, your face, I guess. I am butchering this so bad.
So what is your, like, favorite Halloween costume that you were?
Well, I think I'd say my favorite is, so 2 Halloweens ago, I dressed up as, Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
And I put all of this hair
into
a bald cap. Like, my mom sat there and she French braided it and tucked it up and...
So you ended up looking a little bit more like Megamind. Because your top of your head was so big.
Yes, because it was so big. But it was a bomb-ass costume, though. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I thought we did really good. Painted myself blue and But we went to like, and one of our friends she went as oh my God, what's her name? What's her sister's name in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I don't remember. I only remember the tree.
Gamora. The tree. Groot. So one of our friends actually did a Gamora, and we went to a bar and did
sweating.
I'm sweating too, and I don't have on a shirt underneath this. So we went to a bar for a competition, and
you guys should have had first place.
It was ridiculous. Like, she was completely green. Like, I mean, it was perfect. And then this lady dressed up as Poison Ivy, and I don't mean like
a good Poison
no,
Ivy.
I don't mean like the tight green like Poison Ivy, like with her tits all hanging out. And
she was not Uma Thurman.
No, she was not Uma Thurman. She was like Poison Ivy. She was just like Poison Ivy. She, like, it looked so bad. She looked like a clown, like a green clown. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can find it. But I could not believe she beat us. She had to have been friends with the judges, like, for, like, no doubt. So, so we ended up getting second there. But that was my favorite costume that I've done. Other than when I was like, I did win a competition when I was probably like 7, and I dressed up as a hillbilly, and like had like mom like bucked out my teeth and everything, and I got up on stage. I'm like, I don't know, I had to have been like 7 or 8, and I like, they're like, what are you? And I was like, I'm a hillbilly. Like,
I remember that.
I think just because the way that I did it, they thought I was like really cute and funny. Mom had like, put curlers in my hair, and I wore like dad's flannel or something like that. I don't know.
Which is funny because like now I wear dad's flannel all the time.
But you are a hillbilly.
But I am a hillbilly. So essentially, you went as me.
I did. I went as you. Little did I know I was going as my sister in her 30s. Yeah, no, what was your favorite?
Probably any of the costumes I did pre-baby.
I was going to say, when we were skinny, there was one, oh my God, I forgot. So, do you remember I dressed up as a Girl Scout?
I do.
Well,
you know,
well,
your first slutty costume when you turn.
When you're like in high school and you're like, I'm going to a high school. Oh no.
No.
I was out of high school.
Yeah. We'll say you're out of high school.
We'll say.
You may not have been.
I may not have been, but yeah, I don't know.
I was Princess Leia when I had my good body.
Okay. So anyway, I'm driving to this Halloween party. I'm dressed up as a girl, but it's actually on the hat. It said Trashy Scouts. And like on the patch, Trashy Scouts. And then, like, all the different patches, like, one had nuts on it. And, like, I think one had a beaver.
Really wholesome.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, and the skirt didn't cover my butt. Like, it was trashy. It was a trashy scout. So, I'm driving to the Halloween party, and this car in front of me is going so fucking slow.
Right.
And I was just like, I'm just gonna pass it, because like the lights were like super bright like on the street, but it was dark, so I couldn't really see the car like that well. It was just like a kind of, so I decided I like zoomed up, sped past it, get in front of it, and then their lights turned on, and it was a cop. So like I get pulled over in this costume, this trashy scout, and the cop comes over and he's like, I roll my window down. He's like, oh, are you late for your Girl Scout meeting? And I was like, yes, sir, I am. And there's a few more jokes made and everything. But of course I turned on my charm and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, you know, oh, I didn't realize what the speed limit was. He's like, but even then, you sped past us and then cut us off. And I was like, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Like, you know, played innocent. And he's like, okay. Well, have fun at your meeting. If you bake some cookies, drop them off at the precinct for us.
Gross.
Yeah. And I was like, have a nice night, officer. You know. But oh my
So
God.
dumb.
Like,
It's
I
so
could just
dumb.
see him looking at me like, ugh. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe he was, but anyway, it was really funny, like getting pulled over in that costume and him looking at me like, you late for your Girl Scout meeting. So what was your favorite? You said, like, seriously. I mean, your Princess Leia one was pretty.
I like being Princess Leia because I am a big.
It was Princess
I mean,
Leia,
look, my shirt is pew pew pew. So
right.
I am a big Star Wars fan.
But it was Princess Leia when, like, she's when
she's strapped to Jabba the Hutt.
yeah, the sex slave Princess Leia. They say, I know
That's not what it was.
I know that's not what it was, but
I was
ask some people. Pretty sure.
like trying on costumes is so frustrating because it's like going to Forever 21 and like trying on clothes. Like I don't fit in them anymore, right? So like, the costumes are always for people who have no body.
Okay,
like,
but when
and there's super spandex and my pumpkin. This is all the seeds. This is all that's inside this pumpkin. Like I'm not kidding you. There is hardly anything in it.
There's a lot of seeds in there that you're just throwing out, and we're not going to get the chance to roast them.
I just want to beat you.
Beat me?
And carving my pumpkin. I already created a contest, a challenge, a competition in my head. I'm like, I'm going to out-carve Hannah is my goal.
Okay. I'm going to carve out you. But
so, like, it's very nerve-wracking because normally what we've done in the past with our podcast, like, really sat down and kind of planned out
what we were doing and
what we were doing. And, like, we just kind of wanted to get on here and, like, talk and
be us and be more natural.
And wing it, which is what I feel like I've done this entire year. And I'm sure a lot of people have felt like they've just winged it this entire year. But it's like October came and, like, normally I set out decorations and, like, I didn't get to really decorate for Halloween. It just went so fast. And
yeah, I mean, listen, like, because so for the people that, I mean, haven't seen any of our previous videos or whatever, like, I live in New York. I just moved to Staten Island from Manhattan. I mean, and it's just, everything is so dead over there right now. Like, I thought that... Hi!
What are you doing with the pumpkins?
We're gutting them.
taking their guts out.
You...
And then we're going to feed them to you for dinner.
No! It's gross!
It is gross.
So, I mean, I really thought that everyone in Staten Island, because, like, the street that I live on is, like, all these old houses, that people were going to get super into Halloween. But I guess they really don't need to because they all look creepy anyway.
Mommy,
like, they're all those old...
Where's the Kitty Cat headband for this?
Oh, I don't know where the Kitty Cat headband is.
Well, I need to look for it.
You should actually have looked for it before coming and asking me if I knew where it was.
Yeah, I will be witch.
Yeah. Cassius is going to be a witch. It's her first Halloween where she's actually told me what she wants to be. So
I will be rainbow witch.
a rainbow witch. That's right. I really thought like people would get into it, and they didn't. So I'm excited to see maybe Christmas, but I just feel like everyone is such in like a dull mood from everything going on that like no one really wanted to do anything.
Well, I also feel like it's
And
been...
Halloween, I mean, Trick or Treat got canceled in New York, so.
Well, I heard today on the radio, or even last night, they were talking about how a couple of the suburbs went ahead and moved Trick or Treat to
Actual Halloween.
Good job.
actual Halloween on Saturday, and instead, like the suburb we live in is still, most of the cities in Central Ohio are keeping it tonight, which really sucks because I understand, like, maybe why they were thinking, well, not as many kids will go out because it's raining and all this stuff. But honestly, like,
but no,
they need something a little normal. And they, you know, if adults are like pre-packaging the candy or, you know, using tongs to pass them out to kids and everybody's wearing their masks and whatever, like,
I mean,
it should be moved to Saturday. We shouldn't have to go do it tonight. Every year it's so crappy. It's so cold. The costumes are being hid. It's so dark. Like a Saturday.
Well, there's that, but it's like
late afternoon.
Let's all go outside and lower our immune system and.
Right. So people are still going to just go do it tonight because they, like, their kids are looking forward to it. They want to, like I said, have a little bit of normalcy and kind of remind their children that, like, hey, you know, like, it's going to be okay. We can still do things. And I think it's really beautiful. Mm-hmm. And you made a great point that I didn't even think about was the fact that, like, okay, now we're all going to go outside in the wet, in the rain. Yeah. And it is going to lower your, like, immune system and make you more susceptible.
We're not doctors, but
right.
I know how I feel after being out in the rain all freaking night.
Right.
I'm going to catch pneumonia. That's my grandma.
Grandma did always tell, if it didn't matter.
You okay over there?
Good? Okay.
Okay.
It didn't matter how much rain or the temperature or whatever. Grandma was always telling us we were going to get pneumonia if we were outside.
It was like cold, a little bit. Yes. But, like, so, yeah, I live in New York, but I'm from Ohio, and Gabrielle, my older sister, is still here in Ohio. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. Like, when is it, like, when are the guts all, like, cleared out?
When it looks like this.
It looks like a moldy pumpkin right now.
It does, doesn't it? It's weird.
What's
the theme song to Stranger Things?
Oh my god, look at the top of your pumpkin.
That's where I'm going to do your forehead.
That's where I'm going to do your 5 head. Yeah, so, like, I'm happy that I came here for Halloween because there's nothing happening in New York. So I had planned on leaving and being back there so, like, Cassius could go trick-or-treating with her one friend that she's made.
Right, but now they're not.
But now they're not doing it.
Now they're not doing it. This is frustrating. I mean, I wish the community would care a little bit more about the mental health of the children because they do need to, like, be able to have little moments that make them feel like it's going to be okay and eventually we'll get back to where we need to get.
Well, I mean, it's harder for your daughter because, like, my daughter really doesn't understand.
That she's away from...
No, but we, like, see a kid in Walmart today and she's like, Mom, look, it's another kid.
Right. She goes, I like them.
She's like, I like them. I'm like, oh my God. It's so weird. My kid is so weird. But yeah, like...
But, I mean, I feel that same way when I see another mom pushing a baby. I'm like, hi. You know how I feel.
Can we just, like, vent to each other for a minute? 'Cause... Yeah, no, I hear you. I do. Like, for me, I have a hard time. Like, I really have a hard time being friends with other moms. Just because
of mom shaming and judgment and
and like
there's so many different ways to do different things and be like still good and okay for your children. I mean, just because, like, you know, I couldn't breastfeed because Luna was premature. I couldn't make enough. I was crying every night, like, and so we had to switch to formula, and it is what it is. But, like, because of that,
you weren't strong enough to keep breastfeeding.
Yeah, or
that's what we're gonna talk about right now.
It's
what? Do you have, like, a napkin that you wiped your hands on?
I used my sweater. I kept thinking, I was like, we should have brought napkins, but then I was like, nah, I wipe everything on this sweater anyway, so I went ahead and just wiped it on the bottom of my sweater.
That's really funny. I was like, what? Like, yeah, so I don't know, like, for me, with Cassius when I was breastfeeding, it was like, I had so much milk. I was, like, oversupplied. But I also, like, stopped, like, latching her on because I had a really bad breast infection. So I was like, I don't know, I guess I tried to, like, get it out with a pump. And even though, like, they say that the baby can get it out better than anything, but I'm like, it hurts so bad because, like, not that everyone wants to hear this, but, like, my nipple cracked. So then, like, latching her on hurt so bad. And then, like, when I pumped, I was pumping blood into the milk.
Right.
And, like, let's talk about Halloween stuff. But, like, other moms would be like, oh, this is what you should have done. This is what you should have done. This, like, well, why did you do that? Like, I don't know, because I'm a first-time mom, and I was in pain.
And I want to enjoy my baby, and... Oh, oops.
Yeah. No, of course. So, it was just, like... Every time I would see a mom that had a kid around my daughter's age, and, like, we would be like, oh, how's your experience? How's this? Like, every mom was better than me. And I feel like that still continues on no matter what age. Like, other moms are still judging you for things that you're just, like, don't do, right? I don't know.
But it's all about the love at the end of the day. Like, if you're crying because your breast hurt and you can't pump and provide for them, like, it was depressing and it hurt and it was hard and a hard decision for me to make, you know, but it's still one I made so that I could be of better sound in mind for my child and for my husband and for my other daughter. It wasn't just like, you know, just the baby. It's about everybody as a whole and as a unit and how we can, like, help support each other. And it's also like, I don't know, like, it's nice that he got to, like, feed her bottles and bond with her because she was premature. Like, that bonding was really important, and it may not have like been, well, I don't know I don't want to say the word that it keeps popping in my head. Like, it just, like, it gave him an opportunity to get closer sooner.
Right.
I feel like, if that makes sense. Like, you know, if it's all my responsibility all the time,
yeah,
then you take away from, like, that bonding for them too. I don't know.
No, I hear you.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does make sense.
I'm sure people will disagree. I'm carving your glasses. Which means that you're probably just not going to have a face from ear to ear.
I'm trying to figure out, like... Okay, whatever. I'll try. Yeah, so, I don't know. Like... It's like a nightmare for me. It's really, like, I don't even, like... I feel like because I bartend, I am so good at being social. But when it comes to, like, on the other side of the bar, I kind of get, like, social anxiety, like, because...
You feel like you're being judged for everything that you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I just find it really hard. I just don't like, I've only met a few moms that are, like me, that I'm like, oh, this is so nice. But that also means that we're both really bad at hanging out and making the plans. And, like, you know, my best friend in New York, like, we have a hard time getting together, but we also have this mutual understanding about how each other are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, if we cancel on each other, it's kind of like, okay, well, we both understand why we did it, like...
And it's okay.
And it's okay. And that's why our friendship works so well. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I like to try really hard to not be on my phone. And sometimes I feel like I'm not as present for people. Oh no, my knife just broke off in the pumpkin. Sometimes I feel like I'm not as present for people because I don't respond to their text messages as quick or even the same day sometimes. And it's not that I'm ignoring. It's just like now in society we've created this like, okay, if I text you, you have to respond right now. Or I did something wrong. Or you're mad at me. Or this or that. And it's like, no, like I'm just living my life like I did when I grew up. When like the house phone rang and the answer machine got it and it was totally okay and you called back when you could, and now everything is so I like this knife and it keeps breaking. Everything is so like on demand. And I know, but this one's tiny. But I find myself doing the same thing, like, oh, I haven't heard back from this person. Oh, like I mean, we do it to each other. Like I will literally, if you don't respond to me within an hour, I'm like, hey. And then other words that since we're live, we're not supposed to say.
I just have a really bad time censoring myself.
Well, words, I mean, there are words that are bad, obviously. Like very
I think it's like the
words,
context on how you...
But it's also the context on how you use the word. Like, it's frustrating because... You know, we...
Oh, well, my daughter
make
How annoying is Cassius? She's like... I taught her, like, what bad words are, right? But then now when I say the bad word...
She moms you.
She moms me.
Oh. She's like, don't say that!
Don't say that, Mommy. Mommy, that's not how she talks. But...
Mommy, you didn't say that.
Mommy, don't say that.
Yeah.
No, like, she does it back to me, and I'm like... okay.
I'm glad that she's aware.
Yes, like, okay, thank goodness. Like, she's not out in public, you know. She'll, like, sing the Lizzo song, like, I do my hair, toes, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? And then she'll go, I'm feeling good as hell. Hell is a bad word, Mommy. It's like, it's really funny, like... So I've, like, trained her.
Yeah.
You know, like... But it's hard because, like, you know, she does have my personality. It comes out. Goodness. Look at me. Oh, no! Hannah, you're an idiot. I don't know how I'm going to fix this. I really messed up.
I can't carve without opening my mouth. It's like putting on mascara. Like... Anyways, so like as long as you're choosing the words and you're using them in a context that is like
sorry,
not hurtful to another person, then it shouldn't be a big deal to say them sometimes.
I'm so angry. I messed up. I had such a good plan. I'm gonna cut myself. I already know it.
You okay?
That's the voice from above. I don't know how I'm going to do this now.
So,
all the things are hanging in here.
What else should we talk about?
Oh, let's talk about haunted houses.
Okay.
I mean, I personally, like, I do not get scared at haunted houses.
I know. You
It's
never
just-
have.
It's just not my thing.
You never have. Even when we were younger, like,
Yeah,
you were
no.
always like, guys, it's just an actor. It's fake. I can't believe you're scared.
Yeah, no, I just don't get it. Don't get how you guys could be so scared. But I guess, like...
You also, like, can sit through a scary movie, and I can't. I haven't seen a scary movie. Ooh, shit. Oot. Shoot. Since The Grudge.
Gosh, dang it. Well, oh my gosh. Like, okay, so... I remember, like, going and watching What is the one with the cornfields and the aliens and...
Signs.
Yeah. I remember going and watching Signs, and you and Ashley practically cried in terror from how scared you guys were.
I was that scared.
I mean, what is it? What scares you about it? Because, like, for me, it's like, well, these things aren't jumping out of the movie.
I think part of it is that the house we grew up in was haunted, and that kind of throws me off a little bit. I mean, you know, we used to see things in the house growing up. I remember seeing an Indian chief standing next to my bed, over top of me, full feathers, everything,
yes.
and just staring at me. And I remember seeing people, like, lights, figures walking around our living room.
Yeah, and I think...
So I can, like, this...
I think the biggest...
scary movies, like, I can put myself there, and that's what freaks me out.
Okay, well, I mean, we had...
And even Mom's story.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's talk about Mom's story. So our mother had, she had to have brain surgery when I was in 3rd grade and Gabrielle was in 5th grade. And she had been in a car accident, started having headaches, and she goes in and for, you know, CAT scan, and they do an MRI, finds out she has an aneurysm, and that she's had it apparently her whole life.
Yeah,
you know
how big it was.
Yeah, and she had to wait 6 weeks for surgery, or 8 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks for surgery, which, like, how nerve-wracking, right? You're like just laying there for so long. So Mom is sleeping one night, and our grandma lived next door to us, so, you know, gotta think like older lady. Well, in the middle of the night, Mom wakes up and she sees this bright light, and she thinks, like, who turned the light on? And then she looks over just to, like, turn the light off, and she sees that the light isn't on. And she looks at the end of the bed, and there's an old lady standing there. And for a minute, Mom automatically thinks, like,
That's her mom.
that it's her mom. But, like, I mean, the lady didn't look like Grandma, but, like, just, you know, you're not thinking, oh, there's a ghost at the foot of my bed.
Right.
Right? So, so she, like, she is frozen. Mom just is, like, can't move.
Making eye contact with this.
Yeah. And the lady's just kind of looking at her, I guess, and it's been a while since we've talked about this story,
So Mom, like, they're staring at each other, and then Mom sits up, and the lady, like, vanishes. So the next day, she goes to work, and she's talking to somebody she works with about it. And they end up going to lunch or to the store or something,
right.
And they run into the landlord's.
They went to the grocery store. Whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. They were someplace.
But they run into the landlord's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom was like, did anybody die in that house? And she's like, no, but there was an old lady that lived there, and she went to the nursing home, and she died in the nursing home. And then Mom's like, can you describe her? And the way she described her was the way Mom described her to her coworker. And they're all three standing there, like, completely freaked out.
Right.
And there were, like, multiple occasions that she saw her, and then...
Like, she also used to feel like she was being tucked in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that I'm like, I'd rather see something than feel something.
Touch me.
Right. So, like, Mom was like, oh, constantly, like, just leading up to the surgery, her having brain surgery, like... She would feel like she was being tucked in at night, like...
You know, and essentially, like, maybe this, like, spirit was, like, sent to, like, help comfort her.
Help her? I don't know, like...
But it, you know, it just didn't feel that way. And, like, we were aware of this story. So...
Right.
But
then,
like, you used to see a little boy in your room playing with your toys.
Playing with toys.
I
mean,
there's just so many.
There's just so many weird things, and
so that's why I don't like scary movies, because like I'm a creative person, so it's really easy for me to get into the story anyways, no matter what it is. Like, I fall in love with characters and like what's going on. So you're gonna look like a superhero.
Sponsor us.
Oh, my old body.
Did you say, ooh, my old body?
Yeah. Is anybody watching this live thing, or are we just like really one person? Two?
Woo! Hey guys! Hey! What's up?
Ask us a question.
It's like, this is your mom. No, but okay, so haunted house. Like, there was this really awesome haunted house that we used to go to. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like the first one, it was the haunted fire station. And, like, the first thing that you had to do was, like, slide down a fire pole onto, like, mattresses.
Yeah, but do you remember the last room of that house or the last room in that? The last time we went through it was, like, all white, and the way it kind of, like, rotated, and there was a clown just in the corner of it.
I'm surprised you remember, because you and all your friends had your eyes closed. I had to practically... What kind of laugh was that? Okay.
My witch laugh. Yeah. I'm practicing for today.
That was her real laugh. Don't let her fool you. I had to go up to the guy in the corner of the room and be like, can you please just sit there? Because I cannot get these girls. I had to lead everybody through a pitch black maze.
You're probably 10. We were 12. Or maybe even like 9 and 11. Like,
I don't know. I was like, can you just stay there, please? Like, the room was like, it looked like it was spiraling, and this guy was sitting in the corner of it with, like, you know, like a machete or something. Mm-hmm. And like the Grim Reaper, really. And like, you guys would not take one step forward.
No.
And I was like, please stay there. And he gave me a thumbs up, and then he did. He stayed there. He stood up. But I was able to get you guys past. But like, that one also, you had to crawl over
snakes and
like
rats.
You would be like, go
over
through a
plexiglass.
Yeah, it was a crawl hole. And then like, once you got into the crawl hole, the whole bottom lit up, and you were crawling over top of like rats and snakes and stuff. Yeah, that was a cool one.
And the one out in the country that we used to go to was pretty cool, where they had put, you say mattresses, I say they were like bounce house things.
They seriously, they really were mattresses.
But they dug them down in the ground.
Yeah, either way.
And then covered them with dirt. And then they'd send chainsaw guys after you. So you would take off running, trying to get away from this chainsaw, and then you'd hit this mattress, and you would just like, we fell. Like a pile up of 4 of us, where they came over and like
they high-fived each other. They're like, we've never had that many.
We've never gotten 4 before.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, but like, for me, I'm not someone that runs. I'll just like walk while the chainsaw guys are like, why can't we? What happened? But Angie, one of our exchange students, she took my hand and bolted, and the whole time I'm screaming like, don't! I was like, don't grab my hand! Like, I'm like, let go! And she piled up, hit that mattress, and we were down.
I'm done.
Okay, well, I'm not. Okay. Smile. Okay. Yeah, so I went through a haunted house, and finally, like, my first haunted house, and
did you think they were better in
New York? New York? I feel like they might have been longer, and I feel like it got creative, because they had like a section at the end where you had to put on 3D glasses and walk through this like very like crazy, it was like all these bright lights, and they had clowns that were really bright, and it was like a black light. It was really cool. I'll give it to them.
I think that there's something like being out in the dark and the out in the country is creepier to me than.
I love the outdoor mazes, for sure. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I only went to one. It was nice. There was like, but I went with my. Oh God. I went with my friend that like is terrified, and there was a whole section of like a strip club that you had to walk through, and the strip club, like, it's all these like dead strippers, and they're like jumping out at you.
It's like nothing like Ohio.
No, it was definitely different. It's like you had to be a certain age to even go, like, but like the strippers were definitely like half naked, and there was like guys right there, like, yeah, it was crazy. I had to be like, can you guys just stop? And like the stripper like cornered me, and she's like, hey baby, I'm hungry. I don't know. It was fun though. I walked through them like they're how do you call them? Museums. Those things that no one's allowed to go to anymore. You know?
Look at the cutest baby.
Only because mine's not a baby anymore.
What do you think?
What are those things?
What do you think?
I'm really frustrated that I messed up the whole eye situation that I had going on over here. But I'm almost done. We do make cute kids, though. Look at me.
Why do you keep asking me to look at you? You forget what I look like?
No, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, I don't... Just gonna...
So, I mean, going live is a little strange, because
I feel like it's not. I like it. I like it, even though no one watches us, but it's fine.
It is a little bit, like, it's frustrating because we want it to be so good and so perfect, and we want everybody to like it, and we want everybody to watch it, and we expect people close to us to be a part of it, and it's just so hard to be supportive in something like this, I think, because it seems so out of reach or out of touch.
I have to do it this way. It's a little funny.
Out of reach or out of touch to be achieved. Do you know what I'm saying? Or like, maybe just like, it makes me I didn't give you eyebrows.
Wait. Ah! I can like trying to get the right angle for it. There you go.
Your eye fell. Luna knocked your eye out.
Oh. She punched my eye? You knocked my eye? Are you eating it?
You know what I'm saying.
I think it looks good. I tried to make one eye bigger than the other. Here, let's try and just knock these out. Let's see what it looks like. There we go. If your smile's kind of crooked and
It is crooked though. I notice when I go back and watch these podcasts that I talk out the side of my mouth.
I'm way worse than you are. Believe me.
But doing this, like, I feel like I've gained a lot more confidence, but I also feel more insecure in some aspects of myself too. Like,
really?
seeing myself on camera makes me even more aware of my weight, and how fat my face is. But then I also, like, I hear myself talk. I'm like, okay, well, hopefully, like, what I said helps somebody feel, like, good or made somebody laugh or made somebody feel like not alone. Because it's nice to know that people struggle with the same things that you do, and it helps you feel like not so like alone.
I mean,
I just wish that
I just wish people would engage with us more, because I would love to know what people are thinking, or
how to improve it,
or what people want to hear us talk about. Like, if people would really tune in and listen, like maybe get an idea of our personality, and like, we're both moms, and we definitely mom our own way, like, and we both have significant others, and like, they're different, and you know, there's stuff that I would love to talk about, and I want people to give us ideas and see what they like want, like, you know, what do they want us to talk about? What do they want to hear our opinions about? Because they've got to like know how our personalities are. Or like,
but then also that like makes me feel insecure, because I'm like, do people really?
That is an opinion. That's an opinion.
She's got a lot of opinions. At like 2:00 in the morning, she's got a lot of opinions.
I believe it. I believe it. I could hear your opinions last night.
But that makes me like, I get nervous. Like, do people think we're crazy? Do people think that like we're silly for even trying? And then I start doubting myself.
Well, you know what?
But
obviously they do, because the people that like I would think that would follow us like haven't even looked at one of our videos. And I know that like I've complained to you about this, and you're like, oh, well, don't get discouraged. And it's like, it's just, if it was the other way around and someone did it, like was doing this, I would support them. And it's so frustrating to just have people like not support us, especially when people are like, you know, like they'll come sit at my bar and like force me to entertain them all night, but then they won't like actually sit down and watch something that means something to me. Right. They want to pretend like they're my friends, but then they're like, no.
And that's what's like really, really. She's like, yeah, sing it. That's what's really crippling about the service industry, is sometimes like you think that you make closer bonds than what you actually do, and it's not. The people that you think are friends aren't. The people that, you know, like you thought you connected with, you didn't, and they become more of like passerbys in your life when you thought that like it was more of a solid thing.
It's really good. I just took too big of a drink.
That really, I was going to make a joke, but we have to be clean if we're live.
Yeah, I agree. I just really, I guess I don't know why, I had a bigger expectation of, like, I guess what I thought was going to happen. Not that I thought we were going to be like, boom, we have 1 million followers, but like, I just thought maybe I'd be getting messages from like some people that I thought were my friends saying like, I think this is really awesome you're doing this, or like, keep it up, or
you
like,
could improve on this,
right.
Or like,
yep. And I just, you know, it just like hasn't happened, and I'm not expecting a bunch of strangers to follow us right away. I'm expecting my I'm expecting my friends to support me in something that I have interest in, like I would support them in the interest that they have. And like,
well, it makes me think,
check out my friend on her channel. Like, I would 100% do it for someone.
You would have shared it already. Yeah. I know. And I get that. And like, but then it also makes me question how I've been as a friend to other people. And I'm wondering like, well, am I not as good of a friend as I thought that I was, or not as good of a person as I think that I am? And then the anxiety and the depression start like really weighing on me, and I'm like going through and trying to figure out what I've done wrong in every single interaction I've had with a person. That like they're like not, and I know we sound like we're complaining, but you know what?
It's a matter of opinion.
It's a matter of opinion. You know, and that's the thing. It's like, we really want to get in a position where we can make a difference in the world by whether it's talking about hard things that people don't want to talk about, like the depression episode, the pregnancy loss episode, like there are so many things to talk about that people kind of shun and like push aside as not something as important as it is. And right now I feel like mental health is the biggest focus.
Yeah.
You know, like you see, and I wish I would have found TikTok when I was quarantined and I just had her. But Celeste would watch it all the time, and like I would be like, ugh, she's on TikTok again, and blah blah blah. But now I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, like I mean,
but
we've had
we watch
fun.
them. Yeah. We watch them, and like so many people, like they're struggling with these same feelings, and we just kind of want to help, like put them out there and like make them.
I mean, I don't want to be boring. I don't want to talk about like stupid stuff. Like, I really want to make a difference. Cassius, stop. I really want to make a difference. Like, I want people to confide in us. Like, if you're 100% a stranger, like, tell us what you're feeling. Tell us what's going on with you, and like, give us a topic. Give us something that you feel like. I mean, we're not doctors. We're not therapists.
Oh, grab that. Grab the bottle.
We're not therapists. Yeah, you can walk in front of it. Just grab it. Here we go. But like we've bartended, so you know.
It makes us kind of a psychologist.
Here's the medication. Like, I mean, I can give advice about cocktails. I can tell you my thoughts on depression. I can give you my opinion about anything, like, and do it in a graceful way. And do it in a graceful way.
Like starting a conversation. That's all we're trying to do is start conversations and talk about stuff and get different views on it and share our view. And eventually, like, we would like to get to the point where we're interviewing people and talking to people, sharing their stories. And that's what we want. We want to share people's stories. And it doesn't matter who you are. Like, let's just sit down and talk. Let's talk about experiences. Let's talk about struggles and great times and happiness and
bring awareness about things.
Like,
we're not, I mean, I want to make people laugh. I want to normalize conversations about different things. Like, you know, we are like, I you know, I do feel like we each have like a unique personality, and we have a lot to offer. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like cocky or anything, but I just know that like we have a lot of love to give, and I want to just, you know,
and we want to get to a place where we can do some actual real good and help, and I don't know, it just, we really want to make this work, and we are really open to opinions and suggestions, and tried to make it as successful as we can, because, you know, at the end of the day, like, this is an outlet for us and a creative aspect, and something that, you know, we're doing together. And you're my best friend, so like I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. No. And I like, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going.
This is
nobody can watch these, and we're gonna keep going and pushing it and get annoying and like sharing
and lose followers because they're tired of me like sharing our page. I don't care if like, unfollow me, but the people that stick around are, you know, I guarantee it'll be worth it. That's what I think. I mean, Luna, disgusting. She's drooling.
I know.
But it's cute baby drool, so it's fine. I don't know. Like, listen, we're moms, we're sisters, we, you know,
we want everybody to be kind to each other.
Yeah.
And kind to themselves.
We've dealt with loss. We've dealt with...
I can't help but talk with my hands.
You know, we want to spread the word and have fun. like not the word. It's not that I want to say that. We want to just like be positive, be fun, be funny. You know, that's it.
That's it. We want to learn too.
Yeah. I would love to have someone on that can also educate us in something, and we can ask them questions and learn ourselves and teach people at the same time. So
it's so important to take care of.
To the computer.
I'm doing a good job talking to the computer because there is nobody watching.
I love you.
I love you too.
She only acts like this on camera.
Yeah, she does only act like this. No, I'm just kidding.
I love you so much.
Oh my goodness.
I love you so much.
Sees
Oh my
the camera.
goodness. Yeah.
Mine's 11. She doesn't do this anymore.
Yeah. She's in her own world,
Um,
which is good. Independence is nice.
we just,
Ha.
I felt like I have always felt like I am meant to do good and help, and like there's been years of my life where I've lost myself a little bit, and I'm trying to find pieces of that person that like in my mind who I want to be, and like this is for me like a journey of self-discovery, and like as we're talking and as things are coming out, and like I find myself sometimes when we are talking about stuff and I say something, I'm like, oh, I didn't really know that's how I felt about something until I've said it.
Right.
Or I never put a lot of thought into certain things until we started talking about it. And I mean, that's kind of what I'm hoping that this can achieve, is these conversations, and for people to know that they're not alone, that no matter what you're struggling with, like,
There's someone else out there struggling
with it too.
Yep.
And it's never, you're never crazy or weird or like silly for having these feelings that you can't control. And this time in this like year has been so difficult for so many people in different like levels, and we have to stop comparing each other's struggles and comparing each other's experiences and comparing each other's lives, and just accept that everybody has a different experience, a different life, different feelings, different nature and nurtured, and like
something that I've always said is like, you know, maybe like your struggles sound like so much more than my struggles, right? But like your biggest struggle that you've dealt with has made you feel
the most extreme it's made,
the most extreme that you've
ever felt.
You've ever felt.
Right.
Then like mine might not sound that bad to you, but it might have made me feel that extreme as well.
Right. Right.
Just because it doesn't sound as bad doesn't mean that it didn't make me feel as bad.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like,
Ooh.
oh, I know.
On a live show.
I know. She's
Grab
okay.
the bottle of milk.
She's holding onto the table and she slipped off. It happens. Babies are discovering stuff. It's okay.
It's not the first time she's hit her head since I've been in town. Because babies they're so clumsy. You're so clumsy.
She wants to like see everything, and like,
oh, the babies are funny. We're in one room. She wants to be in a different room. And then we move to that room and she's like, oh, nope, I'm going to go back to the other room.
Right.
You guys are on this side of the room. I'm going to go over here and play with like the cords that are not my toys. Is there anyone watching Frankie? 3, 4.
4.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Is there any questions? I mean, they're all robots. Just kidding.
Well, you know, back to what I was saying, like, or what you were saying.
Back to what I was saying, yeah. People deal with things differently, handle them differently, but might feel the same about what they are, like, that extreme.
Yeah. And
you're most extreme in my most extreme.
I was reading something the other day. It's like somebody's telling their story and what they're going through, and then your response is, "Oh, well, I lost my dad too, or I went through this too, or blah blah blah." And like you want to say it because you want that person to know that you've been through it and understand why they can have so much pain. But then also in the same breath, it's like just let that person feel their pain without having to bring yourself into it. And I find like when I'm really sad and somebody is telling me like, thanks Nick. Oh my goodness. Can you tell it?
Are we single? Ha! You wish.
He plays on our pool team, so he knows better. He's just being funny.
Our mom is, though. Yeah. No, I get distracted by Nick. Go figure, right? No, okay, so what I was going to say is, so when we lost our father last year, like, the first thing people wanted to tell me was about someone else that died.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear another depressing story when I'm already feeling low.
I don't want to tell you, oh, I'm sorry for your loss too.
Right.
I want to be selfish for a minute and feel my pain.
Right.
Like,
yeah. I mean, but
not disregarding your pain.
There's a way to do it. And for me, if someone was like, I understand, like someone that helped me a lot. I have a friend, his name is Jeff Hanger. He lost his parents, like, I think very close together, right? And he said something to me, like, he's like, just so you know, it gets easier, but like, it doesn't necessarily get easier. You just get a little bit more used to it, used to the feeling. But you're gonna still have days that you cry. You're gonna still have, and it wasn't like, here, let me tell you about how my parents died, and then like this long story.
Yeah.
It was like, I lost my mom and dad too. If you need to talk, I'm here.
Right.
And it doesn't get easier. You do get more used to
that loss.
And that, like,
that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. That's
you don't
the way,
feel alone or crazy, but you know that like you have somebody that you can talk to.
Oh, my friend, when I walked up to her, she's like, "Do you want me to hug you or do you not?" I'm like, no. Like, I just, because hugs are so emotional and they feel so good, and it will make me cry.
Yeah, and you're not much of a crier at all.
No. But if my dad dies,
you cry.
I cry.
Yeah.
And grandma, like, it was those two things really close to each other, and people just want to be like, oh, like, let me tell you a really tragic death story to make you feel better about your dad dying or your grandma dying.
Right.
Like, it's just not how to do it, especially like with COVID. A lot of people lost loved ones, and it's just don't compare your stories. I just don't, like, just say, I lost someone too. I'm here for you if you want to talk. If not, fine. Like, that's it.
I agree.
Oh,
Mommy. Celeste will let me.
Oh, Celeste isn't letting you jump on the couch?
No. Sit there.
Oh, go ahead. Can you get a better view of the pumpkins? Okay, here we go. Fine. Here. I think Frankie's gonna come over, and our lovely longtime friend
and the person that has the most faith in us. No, it's great. I don't think he really wants us to talk about him on air, but as soon as we started saying that we wanted to do this and we're talking about it and we text him and we're like, hey, you know how to do these things. What do you suggest? How do you suggest we start? And he's like, well, let's just start.
Yeah.
Instead of like letting us go for a month or two talking about it.
He's probably annoyed with us thanking him so much. But,
but like,
this one's to you, Frankie.
Yeah, cheers. Still not sponsored.
Bang, bang into my mouth. Doot, 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 doot. I think it might have been 2 different songs. It's fine.
But that's a, you know, like, that's the type of friend that you need to be and the type of people you need to have in your life. It's like, hey, I want to do this. And their response is, you can do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, just like our stepsister, or, well, she's our sister. It's like, you know, we told her about it. She's immediately like, one of the hardest subjects for her to talk about is willing to be our first guest and have the conversation.
Right, which was such a beautiful,
you know, she shared her story. It was really
inspiring.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we also, you know, we know her on a personal level, obviously. It's just like, she really is a strong, like, amazing person. And like, we've all grown up so much since last time we, you know, we were filming music videos in our bedroom, like, just
with a
camcorder, like a legit, like, you know, like
where
like it looks like a boombox camcorder.
We're gonna do a magic trick. Yeah. Everybody freeze, and then pause it,
unpause,
run off the screen, and you like make somebody.
Eventually,
disappear.
We'll definitely have to show like little clips of those, but that's when people actually have faith in us, other than Frankie and our mom.
And our significant others.
So. You think she'd fit inside of... You think she'd fit inside of you?
I don't know why I got lightheaded. I laughed so hard at that.
Your children don't
So...
believe in you guys.
And our kids.
And our children believe in us.
Yeah, my 4-year-old's like, yeah, go mom. She knows exactly what's happening.
Celeste definitely, like, I think Celeste thinks I'm cool now.
Ashes, there's too many wires.
Am I cool now? Do you think I'm cool?
Semi.
That's bigger than it was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. She likes to laugh at us when we're like, oh, we should do that on TikTok.
Yeah.
And she's like, stop saying that.
Wish we did do some TikToks, and she, can we do a magic trick now, please? Oh, yeah, here.
Hi.
Okay, we're gonna make somebody appear. You ready?
Yes.
Boom!
Wow. Magic.
Oh, there it is. Oh, and someone disappeared. Ah! Oh my goodness. I mean, I do have some magic tricks. I can make balloon animals. That's my magic trick.
Well, do you want to make a balloon animal while we close out the show?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I disappear again.
And disappear. Nope.
This is just like really important to us, and we appreciate any support we can get. I know it's rusty, it's not perfect. We're learning how to like talk on air, talk to the cameras, set it up right, make it enjoyable, be funny, find subjects that are like important for other people. And I think when we first started off, it was all about trying to like make sure we pleased everyone and we didn't offend anyone and we didn't, you know, and as much as like we truly believe that, like, it's going to happen, and it's never like our intention to hurt anyone. Ooh. It's never our intention to hurt anyone or like and we will do our best to like not be political on here, but again, some things need to be talked about and some things need to change and some things are important, that we just got to keep having these discussions. And like, I think for us, like now we're realizing like mental health is a huge focus of this podcast, and how important it is to take care of yourself, take care of your mind, take care of your family, take care of their minds, be aware, learn, support, encourage, be empathetic. You know, as much as like 2020 has like brought people closer together and new talents and new this and new that into your lives, like it's also made people more selfish, and we need to like, that's a record, I think, Hannah. That was pretty fast.
Oh, I could have done faster. You want to time it? I was trying to make it look good. Here we go. I can do dogs. I can do puppies. I can do swords. If I have long enough to watch a video, I can do anything. I did make, I made a turtle. Yeah. I'm not good at it. This is what I've mastered, so.
This is her quarantine talent.
I should have learned something Halloween-y. But it's fine. But just remember that, like, you're loved. Mm-hmm. That there's always somebody. Cassius, yes, you can have a popsicle. Go. Just remember you're loved. You are special. There is someone that cares because we care. Mm-hmm. So that's somebody, even if we don't know you. You're amazing. And if anyone ever makes you feel like anything less, just remember it's a matter of opinion. Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!